Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's What's for Dinner, we are making some delicious recipes where I bet most of the ingredients you already have in your pantry. Before we get started on those delicious recipes, I do want to thank Mel over at In the Kitchen with Momma Mel for collaborating with me on today's video. I'm so thankful to be collaborating with Mel in today's video. Mel's channel is pretty similar to mine. She shares what's for dinners and weekly grocery hauls. She is always sharing real life family dinner ideas and different ways to save you a ton of money at the grocery store. Mel is so sweet. When you're watching her cook, you really do feel like you're just in the kitchen cooking with your mom. Make sure after my video today, you go check out her channel. She is also sharing some super yummy pantry dinner ideas today, so I know you're going to love it. And if you're coming over from Mel's channel, I want to say hello and welcome. I am so glad that you took the time to come over and watch today's video. I love sharing recipe ideas, what's for dinners, and grocery hauls. I'm married to my husband Tyler, and we live on a small 4.5-acre farm in Arkansas. So every now and then I will share some glimpses into farm life. If that sounds like content you would enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around. For our first recipe, we are making a Western omelet quiche. In our quiche tonight, we are adding in some diced red bell pepper, white onion, smoked ham, Monterey Jack cheese, this first step is optional, but I like to saute my onions and bell peppers before putting them in the quiche. So I'm just going to let them sit here and cook for a few minutes until they get tender. To a large mixing bowl, you want to add in 6 to 8 eggs. Of course, that might just depend on how big your eggs are. If you have very large eggs, you may just want 6. Mine are farm fresh eggs that we get from our chickens, and some of them are large and some are still kind of small. So I'm going to go with 8 eggs. Add in some heavy whipping cream. The recipe I saw online said about a cup. I'm just going to use what I have left here. Give that a quick whisk. Now I want to whisk in some seasonings. I'm adding in some black pepper, garlic powder, some red pepper flakes for a little bit of heat, and just a couple pinches of salt. Adding in my chopped ham, bell pepper and onion, and about a cup of cheese. You don't want to use all of your cheese right now because you want some to go on the top. I'm making my quiche in a 9-inch pie pan. I'm going to start out by spraying it with some non-stick cooking spray. Pour it, that was the oven. Pour in your quiche. Cover with some aluminum foil. Bake this in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Once your 30 minutes is up, take it out, remove the foil, add some more cheese on top, and bake for an additional 25 minutes. The quiche has been in the oven for 30 minutes. So I'm taking it out. Remove the foil. Oh, it's looking good. I'm topping with some more cheese. And we'll put this back in the oven for another 25 minutes. And that is what's for dinner tonight, Western omelet quiche. That quiche turned out so good. One thing I love about quiches is that you can pretty much add whatever you want inside of it. Whatever your favorite omelet is, go ahead and put that in there. At a local restaurant that me and my husband go to every Sunday morning, they have a Philly cheesesteak omelet, and that's what my husband gets every single week. So I'm thinking next time I'm gonna try and make that into a quiche. For our second recipe, we are making stuffed cheeseburgers, and I'm making a super special sauce to go on top. Okay, y'all, so I'm really excited about this dinner. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I went ahead and portioned out my beef patties here in just, my ground beef. So I'm taking one of those ground beefs, and I have it here on some parchment paper. I find it easier to smash them out that way. And I have a second piece of parchment paper I'm just gonna lay on top. And then I'm just gonna smash it out so it's quite a bit thinner than you would do just a normal hamburger patty. And that's because when you stuff it with cheese, the way I do it is I'll stuff it with cheese and I'll put another one of these patties on top of the cheese. So I don't want each layer to be too thick, because in that way your burger itself would be really thick. Okay, so I have that thinned out pretty good. I'm gonna set that to the side. Take another piece of parchment paper, my second patty, and flatten this one. And I like to keep them pretty close to each other, so that way I can try and get them to be the same size. Okay, so I like this. So I'm going to take the parchment paper off of this one. I shredded up some Swiss cheese earlier. You can stuff yours with whatever cheese you like the most. For Tyler, I'm going to be using the Swiss cheese. For some of mine, I may use a combination of like Monterey Jack and cheddar. I used pepper jack on this before and it was really good. So whichever cheese is your favorite, go ahead and stuff it with that. And we like a lot of cheese, so I'm gonna stuff it pretty cheesy. I try to make sure the cheese stays in the middle, because on these edges here, when you lay that other patty on top, you're gonna kind of pinch it together. So I wanna make sure none of that cheese is right on the edge. Okay, so I'm gonna take that parchment paper off of that patty. And just lay it right on top and just kind of pinch the edges. I also kind of press down here because there will be air in there. I learned that the first time I did this. And you want to try and get some of that air out. Okay, and that was pretty simple. I'm just going to sit this one over to the side and repeat that process until all my burgers are done. I have all of my burgers stuffed. So I have my skillet here that's on about a medium heat. I'm gonna go ahead and place those in there. And I did want to tell y'all that I seasoned my ground beef with just some salt and pepper. We're gonna be making a sweet and spicy sauce to go on top of these. So I didn't want to season it too much just because that sauce will give it a lot of flavor. And speaking of sauce, the sauce we're making today is a copycat version of the Whataburger Sweet and Spicy sauce that goes on the sweet and spicy bacon burger. So to start out, you'll need some ketchup, and we're just going to put this in a small saucepan. Water. Diced pickled jalapenos. And some sugar. After you get this all mixed together, you want to have it on a low to medium heat and just let it sit here and simmer. And that is what's for dinner tonight, stuffed burgers with a sweet and spicy sauce. Y'all, I am pretty sure that that meal is going to be in my husband's top 5 favorite meals, and I'm probably gonna have to cook it on a weekly basis, but I will say that that copycat sauce tasted just like the original. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me in the kitchen today. I really appreciate you just keeping me some company. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you go check out Mel's channel. I will have it linked down in my description box below, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.